The Economist has released its new cover for the year 2026, and it looks like a real code of the future. Every year, this cover becomes a subject of analysis, debate, and sometimes even conspiratorial interpretations. Today, I am sharing my own analysis. In my view, it is not just a visual puzzle, but a worrying geopolitical barometer showing that the world is entering a new era of instability in geopolitical, technological, and cultural transformation. Change will be everywhere. And today, I'm talking about the risk of war. The war in the world, based on the analysis of the cover. The top of the cover is filled with military equipment, tanks from both sides, missiles, satellites, drones, and combat robots. Some Western media say that Washington could start a new phase of pressure against Venezuela. The U.S. will try to remove Nicolas Maduro from power to take control of the country's oil fields. The others think that it could even lead to a military confrontation if Venezuela resists. It could be the war. Based on economic and historical cycles, I do not believe there will be a war between the United States and Venezuela. I think instead of a scenario where Maduro leaves the country for another country such as Russia, Turkey, Cuba, or Azerbaijan. We shall see if I am right. It will be soon. What about Europe? Many people around the world believe that a great war could start there. A lot of Europeans feel as if the conflict is already at their doorstep. Europe will arm itself, and every country in the European Union will step up its military build-up faster and more intensively than ever before, with no exceptions. I do not believe there will be a world war, and even less a nuclear war in the new year. But the arms race will intensify everywhere. The satellites surrounding the planet create the image of total surveillance and constant digital influence. On the sea, cargo ships move forward, some appearing to fire while hiding weapons under containers, suggesting a new form of maritime conflict. I think this could mean new attacks on ships and oil tankers. The cover also shows Zelensky with binoculars, surrounded by tanks, missiles, and drones. His image seems to be burning away, as if the hero is being consumed by war and pushed out of the global stage. I think he will still retain influence in 2026, and that some things will go well for him, but he remains submerged in the blood of war, which for me means that human losses will remain very high. The image of an old boat, interpreted as a drakkar or a Phoenician vessel, moves across the water. The Phoenicians remind us of very ancient conflicts between civilizations. One of the figures on the boat is holding an amphora. This object seems to hint at the fate of past civilizations that disappeared from history. It suggests a world of those who have fallen, a world of the dead. The boat is turned toward Ukraine like a warning about the possible repetition of tragic historical cycles. No new war in Europe. Europe, in my view, will continue to support Ukraine and to arm itself. If we analyze shareholder activity, major defense corporations like Rheinmetall, BAE Systems, and KNDs earn billions of euros per year and play a huge role in this process. This means Europe will continue toward militarization, which will not be favorable for public budgets. The European Union was originally created as an economic union, not a military one, and I believe the budget of European families will continue to shrink while prices rise, and more public money is directed toward the military. However, I do not see any war coming to European territory. I think there will be no war in Europe in 2026. But the feeling of war at the doorstep will grow stronger, and many people will feel that war could enter their homes at any moment. On the other hand, I believe there is a more constant risk of conflict in the Gulf countries, such as Saudi Arabia, Iran, the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain, and Oman. The region is fragile, and a full war would be very costly for the Gulf countries. They could face a collapsed economy, foreign investors pulling their money out, and serious instability inside their own countries. Major powers like the United States, Europe, and China also have a strong interest in avoiding a conflict that would send oil prices skyrocketing. There are also very active diplomatic channels even when public rhetoric is tense. Precise war predictions are almost always wrong or ideological because geopolitics is not the weather. Personally, I believe that next year will unfold without a new major war, even though tensions will remain high and the international climate heavy and unstable.